Alright. Might as well start the start dash. Okay, start dash. Just a bit, one moment to set up. It's a bit weird, but we'll have to deal with it now. Start dash, ikimashou. Anyway, hello everyone. Today we're just gonna talk about the tutorial for basically the start dash that's being held up from SINoALICE's big beginning event. Start dash basically is to help prepare players for the game in the long run, hence is why it's called start dash. Anyway, most of these things you'll have to get through before you can finish all of the lists. Mostly you have to be at least, well, rank doesn't really matter. It's more of a finish your story to chapter 210. Any story, regardless of the girl or boy you pick, girl or trap, I guess. And the thing is about why you need to finish 210, or chapter 2 and episode 10, is because that's a requirement for you to finish most of the quests, including joining a guild, doing Coliseum, and that's already covered. By that point, you already covered most of your requirements. So, starting off, if you start off as a new player, you want to at least get 210 done. Go all the way from chapter 1 to 210. Alice is basically the easiest quest line you can do to get to 210, so then you can fill up most of your quest line after that. Event wise, you'll probably redeem your prerequisites, your pre-registration rewards, and that the first reward will basically be accepting a present one time, and you'll probably get that done immediately. Second thing is the group chat. Group chat is you go to the chat button on the bottom right for group chat. Oh, and then there's the second tab is group. You can make a group any kind you want. This is to search a group on the top, so you just need to open one up, pressing the red button right there, and just make a name. So EX example, and OK. Once the group chat has been made, then you can basically type whatever, and that basically completes your group chat requirement for that. So this one's Monogatari 10 Jukai clear, which means you need to clear a story 10 times. So it shouldn't be a problem at all if you already tried clearing all the way from chapter 1 all the way to chapter 2 episode 10. And this the following one after that is gacha at least one time, which you can just roll 10 times with your prerequisites, pre-registration gems, so that's good enough. Followed by this is message. There's also message board. Message board is go in the menu. Message board was basically the second button on the left, and what you have to do is type message onto any of these posts. Preferably you type on the large amount of posts. There is one that was talking about this is for mission, so, and clicking on any one of them, or just creating your own post, which is what this pen is for on the top right, is just, and then you type in your title. And I'm gonna type in the title anyway. I can't seem to type in because there's a shift button on the presets, so let me take that off. Okay, so we're gonna type in mission. Oh well, I'm just gonna type in English, it's too hard in katakana. Mission, and it's okay, and then okay, put mission here. Okay, and then that itself makes a post. You can always comment on it. Commenting onto it works. Thank you. And then that basically works as your message board posting, and that will be the mission to complete that one. Followed by that one is the main set job. This is for this book. You need to finish your change your job for the main set. Changing jobs for the main set requires you to go to equip, which is your third tab over here. And you go to your first set, or whichever set that has been set as the main one, and you go to the button that's underneath your sprite, I guess, your character sprite. And then you click on any individual, any type, or any one of the job, and you head back, go to the main menu, and that will immediately take effect for that event quest, or the event mission for this matter. And this one in the butterfly, that's an overall start dash achievement you have to complete before you get that butterfly. So you don't worry about that until you finish everything else. The blue potion with the orb, caster orb. This is the virgin spinal fluid. This is used with self-introduction changing. You have to change your self-introduction. So in order to do this, you go to the home page, go to rank 4, or actually just go to the rank button, which that shows you all of your profile stuff. And you go to the bottom of the post, and that will be introduced. It is the introduction for yourself. Basically, press the pen, and you'll open up the commentary, which you can submit for yourself. Change it, and press OK. And that itself would apply for that particular mission. Where is it? Yeah, now it's been applied for that particular mission. Now moving down the list, we have Gildo. So the guild, enter the guild. As I said before, in order to even do this mission, you need to finish at least chapter 2, episode 10 of any one for that particular matter. They just want you to at least finish one. So you once you finish 210, the top bar will start opening up. You have to originally that will be binded with chains, which means that you have not finished chapter 210 yet. Once you finish 210, the chains on the top would disappear, and you also have another one with timer. This is your Coliseum. Try clicking it, it won't let you go through. It's because Coliseum is you need a guild first before you can do the Coliseum. And starting off with how the guild looks like, you want to start off yourself, which is the left button. Guild finding, I believe this is just basically a normal guild finding, yeah, in the second button. And the third button is what's your criteria? Criteria for yourself. Normally you will have to just do the first two buttons. It's not really much of a difference. The bottom part is just saying recommended guild for you, because when you start, your power level is not that good anyway. So basically, it'll give you a really bad guild to start with. Join all the noobs, I guess. So the first that you'll start with, if you want to make a guild, you end up with this menu, and you'll probably type in, oh, I want my guild name, which is the top one, your commentary of what your guild would be, welcome to the guild, and that's what you normally do to create it. Creating the guild will bring you this menu. On the right, I'll show you on the right. This is my my account already that has already made a guild. So the guild on the as you can see on the right side of the screen, it has a lot of stuff, and it gets overwhelming for people who are trying to get through the UI. So first things first, the first button on the top right, within the guild UI, is the guild settings. If you're going to be a guild leader, this is the thing that you have to deal with a lot more. The first thing is to change profile, the profile of your guild, what it needs to do. The first one is the guild name, as of course similar to when you're making a guild. Second thing that's new is what's your Coliseum time. Understand that this is based on your the time zone of your phone. If you have different time zones, the numbers of these times will change. But I would suggest that you first start with changing your phone or change your device to JST first, then looking at this and setting it up. And after that, the commentary is the same as creating a guild, as seen to the left. And then the second tab of this guild settings, which basically is your criteria for your guild members to come in, as well as if they can come in by themselves. First tab on the top is saying you can automatically add people can automatically add themselves in. This is kind of tricky, and a lot of people don't like it if you're trying to make a hardcore guild. So make sure, if you really want people not to come in automatically and you have to accept them in, make sure to keep it at the second, which is dark, which is covered in dark right now. That means Shinai, which means don't do. And the second one is members can apply, I believe. Oh wait, no, never mind, sorry. Correction. The second one is your member criteria. Like, the members can only apply if they have at least certain criteria. I'm gonna put this at 5,000 for now. Oh, you can put it as much as 60,000. Okay, that is actually very good. What I'm gonna start breathing through is the criteria for the third tab, which is I'm gonna keep tapping through to see what I'm representing. The first one is your attackers, DPS. Second one is your kaifuku, which is your healers. Third one's your buffers, and your debuffers and tankers. Fourth for the fourth. And then you have the numbers representing the power level. The two kanji on the right just means above. So above 5,000, above 10,000, above 20,000. This is your requirement for members before they can even apply. They have to at least have this number. Second thing is, what would they do? What type of members are you trying to find? Are you trying to find, doesn't really matter. You can do it yourself. You can do 1 time or 2 times per day. This is about your Coliseum. This is the Coliseum setting for people to actually come in. They should be doing Coliseums or something like that. And then the third one of the drop-down list is basically talking about your gameplay. The first one on the top of the drop list is doesn't matter. And then second is whatever, casual. Third one is your story. Fourth one is Coliseum focus, and the fifth one is your everything. We care about everything. So that's something you should look at. Okay? And the comment on the bottom is, what's your recruitment? What's the recruitment message? So if you want to recruit people, change this message and just basically say, hello, we want people. If it's English, just go for English. If it's Japanese, go for Japanese. If it's Chinese, go for Chinese. It's just as simple as that for people to look at your message and know what is going on. Third tab of the guild settings is guildmaster and submasters. You can only have 1 guildmaster and 2 submasters. As we can show you right here, we have Waru So as one of the guildmasters. One of the submasters. I can just take it off as a guildmaster, and I can add people after because the slot's been taken off. But this is what you should normally see when you first start with the guild with submastering, and then you can basically put anyone you want and then put them in submaster. I'm not too completely sure what the submaster can do, but I think they can actually kick out people or something like that. And the third one is basically the Coliseum introduction or commentary for the guild. That's basically it. And I'm using a lot of basics. Sorry about that, but let's move on. This is your rules. If you're going to look at the bottom left, the brown button, this is your rules that you will need to use to talk about what your guild is set up for, what is important. And then we have the left and also the guild finding. To search Oh, actually, this is to search for people. Yeah, search people or people. No, this is guild. Okay, this is guild. Trying to find other people's guilds on the bottom left. In case you want to ditch or betray your own guild. I guess that's what the gamers, the developers were talking about, about betraying other people. So that's great that they have this feature. For people who are talking about Coliseum, Coliseum's not available. It's not available right now. By this video later on, it'll probably be available. Currently, not really. So we're going to continue on from the right side. After the guild settings, this is the list. This is how you're gonna leave the guild, as well as how you're gonna kick someone if you're a guild master. We're gonna try and add the left account into this guild that I have. So we're gonna start with the second, which is how to find your guild. Then we're gonna continue with the start dash. So you start with the top left in the search bar. I'm gonna just type in SIN, which represents the guild that I currently own, and as you can see, it's right. Oh wow, it's actually easy to find. I didn't know that. So I apply. This is applied, fully applied. After that, look in the right screen. We're gonna know that someone applied for it. It will not give you a notification. Understand that would not happen. So you have to look into this list yourself to know that if someone actually applied or not. And pressing the button right on the bottom left, bottom right with the brown button will basically bring you to the members list, as well as searching your members who want to come, and other members that just, I'm not too sure what the third one yet. I'll have to look into it, but that's not to be worried about for the start dash. And what you have to do is accept if you're a guild master, and once accepted, the players will get reflected. We'll have to move out to the main menu first, and then the game will refresh to your new guild, and it'll give you a message that says guild, welcome, congratulations for joining a guild. There we go. And then Coliseum. Would you like to look up the tutorials of the Coliseum? I'm not gonna press on it because it takes really long. You won't be able to see it. So, in order to leave a guild, one is to just search for another guild. You can do that yourself. What most people will do is they can leave themselves from the guild. If you have this message on the left, the message on the left side, excuse me. If you have the guild UI from the left side, if you want to leave the guild, there's a list button right here, which is the numbers with the members. You can press that, scroll to wherever you are, and there's a button on you. And if you want to leave, just press that button, and you can leave the guild. It's as simple as that, but it's very hidden, and new players will not be able to see it until they are shown with the demonstration. Another thing that most people would try to figure out is like, what is this right button? The bottom right button. Bottom right button for the arrow is to show your guild master what type of play do you want to do. The first one on the top left, first one on the top with the tabs. This is to show what times you can afford to play, and you can checkpoint or whatever you can play, when you can do it. And the second one is to if you're gonna enter or not, do frontal or back, like frontal assault or do support back. Second thing on the list also includes, do you have any particular, I guess I was originally going to say criteria, but this is actually your how to say this? This is basically your, what's the word? Either way, this is an indication to your guild master or your sub masters to know that you are telling them that you will be doing it, or something, or similar things like this, and what type of play you are going to do without having them to worry about you being not able to tell them in person. This is helpful, but only for Japanese players because they can read Japanese, and most people watching this video would not able to. So not to worry about too much. But the top part is actually very helpful for in the long run. Either way, that covers the guild, the guild overall, just to help with people trying to want to kick off the people from their own guild. This is for guild masters. Look at the right side. Guild masters should actually just pick someone, pick who they are, and go to their name, press the button on the right, and you basically kick them off, and now they're not on the list anymore. If you go to the home menu, if you were kicked, you'll notice that your guild name is now gone, and you're back to the guild recruitment menu. So that's how it works for the guild. I'm not too sure about the cooldowns for the guild yet, so should be okay. Continue on with the start dash. The guild took way too long. I'm sorry about that, but we're gonna start with the continuation of this SS EXP for weapons. This mission is weapons leveling. Weapons leveling is basically the enhancements for the weapons. So you're gonna need to go to enhance, which is the 4th tab, and go for the top. And if you were to already pre-register, this will not be a problem for you. You can just go to pick your own weapon with the base changer right here. Once you pick your own weapon that you want to enhance, press on the plus boxes so you can select select whatever needs to be enhanced. And the S weapons you get from pre-registration, so that's something that you will automatically get once you're pre-registered. Not if you're pre-registered. If you're playing a certain period before the pre-registration rewards are gone. There we go. After that, you have the level up for the weapon. Second thing is you need to also merge or limit break your weapons. For example, we're going to pick one weapon that's highlighted. Press plus, add in, and limit breaking is done. This is actually one of the missions that will be in your start dash. Unfortunately, I do not have a weapon for evolving. The 3rd tab for this enhancement tab is evolving. Evolving requires you to at least have maximum level of the base weapon. This is not including limit breaking. Once you limit break, you can the max level the level required to evolve still remains the same, even if you limit break. Regardless, the level is required first, so hence they'll tell you what level is required as the 1st tab on the top on the middle left, as seen with the circle tapped, and then the money requirement in the red. Scales required is 40. Eye requirement is 15, and Dragon Shackles is 5. Some of these drops can be acquired during the start dash, so I recommend that you do finish the start dash overall. However, scales will most likely be the pain in the butt that you have to at least go through events to get the evolution materials. Thus, you have to farm for a lot of these materials before you can even finish that mission. Another recommendation, if you really want to get this mission done really quickly, you should at least go aim for an A rank weapon. A rank weapons are easier to evolve with lower rarity. Hence, you can just farm 5 scales, or as you can see here, and then 1 eye. This is extremely quick, and then you can just farm weapon EXP items, and you can enhance the A rank weapons. A rank weapons are also cheap in cost. This will help you a lot when you're trying to get as much power early game. So recommendation is to, if you want to try to get the mission done as well as getting some power in the early game, is to first farm some evolution materials for your A rank weapons. A rank weapons are pretty good early game. It costs a lot less than the SS weapons for sure. And after that, the missions will be done for those two. Yeah, this is the evolution mission right here. Can't really change much about that, so right now, so the demonstration wouldn't have to hold out for this. The mission underneath that was about selling. Selling is on the last bar of the enhance and sell list. Enhance and sell, well, sell overall. If you want to sell, you don't need to sell your weapons. There's this other tab on the right. If you finish all the way from chapter 1 to 210, you'll end up getting these bags. These bags are your currency bags. They don't automatically sell, so you have to manually sell them. Basically click them, and then even though they give you a warning saying that it's rarity is A or above, so just make sure to click on them, click OK, and once you sell them, it counts as a mission completion for the selling. Follower, friend. Follow a friend. Menu, which is the gearbox. Oh no, not the gearbox, just the gears. And click on the third box on the right, with the two people hanging with each other, I guess. Friend, you can do one, add someone randomly. Like, it's really easy to just follow someone wherever, and it counts already. So when you click on this, I guess click on the search magnifying glass, osusume, and click on anyone, follow them, click on the black button, and then OK. Once you follow them, it counts automatically, which is kind of weird in a way, because it didn't ask. The mission should have said to just follow someone, not necessarily friend someone and follow them. But it works. I'm not gonna say anything else. So this is right here, the green eye. This is for chat presets changing. Go to the menu, go to options, which is the bottom right with the toolbox, and scroll all the way down. Make sure to not press the bottom right button, because that is cache clearing, which clears all your data. So you be sure not to press that. The one you have to press is your bottom left, which is your chat settings. Once the chat settings spot up, just click on anyone, change it. I'm just gonna put don't mind, which is the exact translation for that. Once that's set, chat preset changes are done. Continue on. We also have co-op story one-time clear. Co-op story one-time clear. Just go the story, which is the second tab, and then press the top left, which is co-op. Anyone will do. Just clear it. In the early game, when you don't have a lot of missions cleared, all the missions will be easy, so it'll be fine. Just press auto. It won't matter too much. Yeah. Oh yeah. For limit break is just merging another copy with another weapon, and also the weapon enhances the possibility of VIA states. Oh yeah, the evolution states. So some of these weapons, if we're talking about the weapon changes, the weapons overall, weapons can be evolved, but not all weapons can evolve twice. Hence, only the A ranks can evolve twice to SS. SS rank is their maximum level or maximum rank for a lot of these items, except for the SS ranks, which can be evolved to L rank, which is legendary rank. A ranks can. I'm just gonna show you really quick later on. Really quick. We're gonna go to the fourth tab for enhance. Going for the enhance bar. Pick weapon, any weapon, I guess. For the SS weapons, it's automatic that you will always have L rank after evolving. So I'm going to press, I keep tapping the empty space, which represents evolving for only one time. For some weapons, they can evolve twice. No, this A rank can only evolve once. So that means it's stuck at A rank, stuck at S rank after evolving. But this one has 2, which represents two possibilities of evolution. One is to go from A to S, and second evolution is going from S to SS. So if you want to evolve certain weapons, make sure to go aim for the double space in their weapon information. So that's actually a very important point that someone did Nasty brought up. And also, someone asked also, Leon asked if want to limit break a Cinderella break weapon, does it have to be the same sword, or it has to be, or anyone can work? How limit breaking works is that you have to have the exact weapon, otherwise it won't pop up. For instance, you see this. I'm gonna keep tapping on this crossbow. Gun, I guess. This gun can be limit breaked, and I was like, okay, we'll limit break it. Unfortunately, it's being used right now, so that one's not possible. But let me try finding the right one. The bottom line is you have to at least have duplicates in order to limit break. If they're not the same, you cannot limit break the weapon. Anyway, having that done, co-op is done, and also the weapon enhancement and limit breaking is complete. We can go back down to the start dash list, and this one is still incomplete. That's just still the weapon evolution. I cannot do that still. The metal exchange, which is for the 500k menu on the gear, and then gears, go for the second one. The second one on the right, and you'll get to the metal exchange. Metal exchanges is important if you want to, if you are going to roll gacha, because there's similar to Grand Blue Fantasy's sparking system, where you when you roll, you get some type of currency. Anyway, the Yokubo, or like the I like to call pity metal, it has a number sign on the right. That's important for you to remember, that these will expire based on the month that they're in. Regardless, we're gonna if you have enough metals, make sure to exchange anything that you want. The idea for this particular requirement is that you have to use the metals in order to gain the in order to finish the mission. So what you have to do is go pick anything. What I prefer to do is get the scales, because I cannot get any scales when I'm trying to farm. Completing that answer, after trading anything from the metal shop, the metal exchange, that metal exchange will be completed, as we can see over here. And now we're down to the last 3 missions. As you can see, the start dash completion right here is not moving with 17. That will start changing the moment you start redeeming. Thus you don't have to worry much about that at all. So the last 2 missions is to evolve your weapon and Coliseum and fight twice. I cannot demonstrate that with this video, but I guess I can end this video right here, because that's basically the tutorial for this whole entire start dash. Hopefully everyone could actually get their start dash completed. As it's a limited time only, and hopefully and it does help a lot in the long run for players, if they can get the start dash completed. Hope this helps. Well, anyway, see you everyone.